In the vibrant heart of an African metropolis, where the skyline is punctuated by gleaming skyscrapers and the streets buzz with life, lived Zawadi, a 55-year-old businesswoman known for her success and influence. Her mansion, located in the city's affluent district, was a testament to her achievements, a grand structure blending modern design with traditional African aesthetics. The city around her was a dynamic tapestry, intertwining contemporary energy with rich cultural traditions. Zawadi's life was a complex blend of high-stakes business and family devotion. She managed her empire with the same precision she applied to raising her 3 children. Amani, her eldest daughter with a fierce drive to take over part of the family business. Jomo, her middle child, a passionate artist with a free spirit. And Zara, her youngest, a teenager exploring her future. Balancing her demanding career with nurturing her children was a challenge she embraced with both strength and affection. Recently, however, Zawadi's world began to tilt in an unsettling direction. She initially attributed her increasing dizziness and fatigue to the relentless pace of city life and the stress of managing her sprawling business. But as the symptoms intensified, she could no longer ignore them. Reluctantly, she sought medical advice. Dr. Kwame, a respected specialist known for his expertise and calm demeanor, delivered the crushing news. Zawadi had been diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer. The prognosis was grim. She had approximately 4 days left. The diagnosis hit her with overwhelming force. The reality of such a short time frame was nearly unbearable, as she grappled with the thought of leaving her children and the life she had built. Returning home, Zawadi was engulfed by a profound sense of isolation. Her mansion, once a symbol of her triumphs, now felt like a luxurious cage. The grandeur of her surroundings seemed to mock her predicament. Despite her internal turmoil, Zawadi was determined to shield her children from the harsh reality of her condition. She continued with her daily routines, striving to maintain normalcy for their sake. Each interaction with her children was bittersweet. She spent time with Amani, who was deeply involved in the family business, offering her guidance and advice for the responsibilities that lay ahead. With Jomo, she focused on nurturing his artistic passions, encouraging him to stay true to his creative vision. Zara, still discovering her path, was given gentle advice and encouragement as they shared moments at her favorite cafe. Zawadi's private moments were filled with sorrow and reflection. In the quiet of her bedroom, away from the eyes of her family, she allowed herself to fully confront the weight of her diagnosis. The silence of her room provided a stark contrast to the bustling city outside, and in these moments, Zawadi's thoughts and fears became her only companions. She pondered the legacy she wanted to leave and the impact of her impending departure on her children. In her final days, Zawadi dedicated herself to preparing her children for the future. She planned special outings, wrote heartfelt letters filled with advice and love, and arranged personal items as keepsakes. Each task was a reminder of her dwindling time, but also a way to assert control over her circumstances and leave something meaningful behind. Her emotional struggle was evident in every aspect of her life. As a mother, she wished to protect her children from the pain of her illness, ensuring they remembered her with strength and love. As a businesswoman, she struggled to reconcile her professional responsibilities with her personal grief. The tension between her roles and the reality of her illness created a profound emotional strain. Zawadi's journey was a poignant blend of love, sorrow, and hope. It was a testament to her enduring strength and the deep bond she shared with her family. As she faced her own mortality, her focus remained on ensuring her children were equipped to face the future with resilience and confidence. The morning sun poured golden light into the luxurious home of Zawadi. The city outside was already bustling with activity, but within the walls of the mansion, there was a serene quietness. Zawadi had awakened early, determined to make the most of this special day with her children. She had planned a surprise outing, hoping to impart a sense of heritage and unity that would stay with them long after she was gone. Her 3 children, still groggy from sleep, were roused by the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the sound of cheerful music. Zawadi greeted them with a warm smile, her heart swelling with love as she observed them. This was to be a day they would remember fondly, she hoped. The family arrived at the Cultural Museum, an impressive structure that blended traditional African design with modern architectural elements. The building itself was a work of art, with intricate carvings and vibrant murals depicting historical events and cultural practices. As they entered, the museum guide greeted them, acknowledging Zawadi with a respectful nod, as she was a well-known figure in the city. Zawadi led her children through the museum, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Today," she said, "we are going to explore our heritage. This museum holds the stories of our ancestors, the ones who built the foundation for the life we enjoy today." The museum was divided into several sections, each dedicated to different aspects of their culture: traditional dress, ancient artifacts, and historical narratives. Zawadi took her children from one exhibit to another, sharing stories about their family's history, the struggles and triumphs of their forebears, and the rich cultural traditions that shaped their identity. As they moved through the exhibits, Zawadi's explanations grew more animated. She pointed out artifacts that had been in their family for generations, explaining their significance and the stories behind them. Her children listened intently, their eyes wide with a mix of curiosity and pride. In one section of the museum, there was an interactive display that allowed visitors to try on traditional clothing. Zawadi encouraged her children to participate. They donned colorful robes and intricate beadwork, laughing and posing for pictures. This hands-on experience connected them more deeply to their heritage, making the past feel immediate and personal. Throughout the day, Zawadi made sure to share valuable lessons about their cultural heritage. She spoke about the importance of resilience and the values that their ancestors upheld: diligence, respect, and unity. These lessons were interwoven with stories of their family's achievements and the sacrifices made to ensure a better future for them. As the sun began to set, Zawadi decided to continue the day's celebrations with a lavish dinner at one of the city's most prestigious restaurants. The restaurant, with its elegant decor and panoramic views of the city, was a fitting venue for the evening's events. The ambience was sophisticated, with soft music playing in the background and the scent of gourmet dishes wafting through the air. During dinner, Zawadi was determined to keep the atmosphere light and joyful. She regaled her children with anecdotes from her own life, sharing funny moments and personal achievements. Her laughter was genuine, but beneath it lay an undercurrent of sadness that she worked hard to conceal. As they dined, Zawadi took the opportunity to reinforce the importance of family and togetherness. "These moments," she said, raising her glass in a toast, "are what we will cherish forever. Remember to always support each other and uphold the values that make our family strong." The second day began with the soft glow of dawn filtering through the expansive windows of Zawadi's home. Her children were still asleep when she quietly made her way through the house, planning the day's activities with a mix of excitement and melancholy. Zawadi had designed this day to be a deeply personal experience with each of her children, wanting to share her wisdom and leave them with lasting impressions tailored to their individual dreams and talents. The morning was dedicated to Zawadi's eldest daughter, Amani, who was poised to take over part of the family business. Amani had always been ambitious and driven, traits that Zawadi admired and encouraged. They began the day with a visit to the city's financial district, a bustling area filled with towering skyscrapers and busy executives. As they walked through the district, Zawadi and Amani visited several key locations, including the family's main office and some of their business partners' offices. Zawadi took this opportunity to share insights into the world of business, how to manage relationships, make strategic decisions, and lead with integrity. She highlighted the importance of maintaining a balance between profit and ethical practices, a lesson she had learned from her own experiences. Zawadi and Amani engaged in discussions about the challenges and opportunities facing the business world. They spoke about the importance of innovation and adaptability, sharing stories of how their family had navigated difficult times and emerged stronger. Zawadi's goal was not just to impart knowledge but to inspire confidence in Amani, ensuring she felt prepared to take on her future RSP in the afternoon. Zawadi focused on her middle child, Jomo, who had a passion for the arts. Jomo was less interested in the family business and more drawn to creative pursuits. Zawadi respected his interests and wanted to nurture his talent, believing that true wealth came from a rich and fulfilling life. Their first stop was an art gallery that featured contemporary African art. The gallery was a vibrant space, showcasing the work of emerging artists and established names. Zawadi and Jomo wandered through the exhibit, discussing the techniques, themes, and messages behind the artworks. Zawadi encouraged Jomo to embrace his artistic vision and explore new forms of expression. They spent time in a cozy corner of the gallery, where Jomo could sketch freely. Zawadi observed him quietly, occasionally offering encouragement and advice. She emphasized the importance of staying true to one's artistic voice and not being swayed by commercial pressures. Zawadi shared her own experiences of pursuing her passions despite the challenges, hoping to instill a sense of resilience in Jomo. The evening was dedicated to Zawadi's youngest child, Zara, a teenager who was still figuring out her place in the world. Zara had always been inquisitive and full of potential, and Zawadi wanted to offer her guidance as she approached adulthood. They spent the afternoon at a charming cafe that Zara loved, a place where they could talk openly and comfortably. Over ice cream and pastries, Zawadi and Zara discussed dreams, aspirations, and the challenges of growing up. Zawadi listened attentively as Zara spoke about her hopes and fears, offering gentle advice and encouragement. Zawadi shared stories from her own youth, reflecting on the decisions she had made and the lessons she had learned. She spoke about the importance of pursuing one's passions, staying true to oneself, and the value of hard work. Her goal was to provide Zara with a sense of direction and self-confidence as she navigated the complexities of life. The final day dawned with an air of bittersweet calm. Zawadi awoke early, feeling the weight of the impending end, but she was determined to keep her composure. She chose to remain at home, surrounded by the familiar and comforting surroundings she had cherished for so long. This would be a day filled with love and laughter, a final chance to celebrate everything that made their home special. As the sun rose, casting a gentle glow over the house, Zawadi began her last day with a quiet resolve. She spent the morning overseeing the preparation of a grand feast, involving her children in the cooking. The kitchen was alive with activity as they worked together to prepare traditional dishes passed down through generations. The air was filled with the rich aromas of their heritage, spices, herbs, and the mouth-watering scent of simmering stews. Zawadi's hands, though growing weaker, moved with practiced grace as she guided her children through the recipes that had been part of their family's history. The cooking was more than a meal. It was a lesson in tradition and a way for Zawadi to share her love through food. As they cooked, Zawadi shared stories about each dish, recounting the memories and the family traditions associated with them. The children listened with rapt attention, their faces glowing with both pride and sadness. The laughter that filled the kitchen was mingled with tears as they talked about their favorite memories and the lessons they had learned from Zawadi. This morning of cooking together was a tangible expression of their bond, a way to connect with their past and with each other. In the afternoon, the family gathered in the garden, where Zawadi had arranged for an intimate ceremony. The garden, with its blooming flowers and carefully tended plants, was a serene setting for what Zawadi had planned. She had chosen this space because it was a place where the family had shared many moments of joy and reflection. It was here that she wanted to present each of her children with a symbolic gift, a piece of jewelry, an heirloom, and a handwritten letter. These gifts were not just items of value but tokens of her love and the legacy she wished to leave behind. Zawadi called each child to her side in turn. To Amani, she gave a delicate necklace that had belonged to Zawadi's own mother, symbolizing the continuity of their family's strength and wisdom. To Jomo, she presented an intricately carved wooden figure, a family heirloom that represented creativity and the importance of nurturing one's passions. And to Zara, she gave a beautifully crafted bracelet, a symbol of the journey she was about to embark upon and the importance of staying true to herself. As she handed over each gift, Zawadi spoke with a voice that trembled with emotion. She explained the significance of each item, sharing stories about its origins and the memories it held. Her words were filled with love and a deep sense of connection, as if she were weaving a final tapestry of her life's experiences and hopes for her children's futures. The evening approached, and with it, the heavy realization that this day was drawing to a close. Despite feeling her strength waning, Zawadi made no mention of her condition. After dinner, they sat together, sharing stories, laughter, and tears. The atmosphere was warm and intimate, as if Zawadi instinctively knew that this would be the last time they would all be together in such a way. The conversations were punctuated by moments of silence, where each family member seemed to grasp the depth of the day's significance. When the time came for her to excuse herself, Zawadi retreated to her room. There, alone, she finally allowed herself to break down in private. The quiet of her room provided a stark contrast to the lively warmth of the evening. She sat at her bedside, tears streaming down her face, her heart heavy with the weight of her impending departure. Despite the sorrow, there was also a deep sense of peace. She had done everything she could to prepare her children for the future, to ensure they would remember her not just with sadness but with a sense of continuity and love. Later that night, while the children slept, Zawadi wrote one final letter. In it, she poured out her heart, explaining everything she hadn't been able to say during the day. She described her diagnosis, her decision to spend her final days creating memories, and her profound love for her children. The letter was a last gift, a way for her to communicate the depth of her feelings and the hope she had for their futures. She placed the letter on her bedside table, leaving instructions for it to be opened the next morning. Exhausted but at peace, she lay down, feeling a deep sense of calm and fulfillment. She knew she had given her children the best of herself, and that thought brought her comfort as she closed her eyes for the final time. The next morning, the house was quiet, filled with the echoes of the previous day's joy. When the children awoke, they found Zawadi peacefully passed away in her bed. The shock and grief they felt were profound, as they were confronted with the reality of their loss. As they gathered in her room, their eyes fell upon the letter on the bedside table. With trembling hands, they opened it, revealing the truth Zawadi had kept hidden. Her diagnosis, her decision to focus on creating memories, and her deep, abiding love for them were all laid bare in her heartfelt words. Reading the letter brought a mixture of sorrow and gratitude. The children were moved by the sacrifice their mother had made to protect them from the pain of knowing. They understood the immense love and courage it took for her to shield them from the harsh realities of her illness. As they read, they found comfort in the knowledge that Zawadi had left them not just memories but a clear message of love and hope. In the days that followed, the children drew strength from each other and from the lessons their mother had imparted. They resolved to honor her memory by living in a way that reflected the values she had instilled in them. Each of them carried forward the lessons learned from their final day together, determined to uphold the legacy of love, strength, and resilience that Zawadi had left behind. The story concludes with the children standing together, looking out over the city from their home. The familiar sights and sounds of their surroundings seemed to echo their mother's presence, a constant reminder of her love and guidance. As they faced the future, they felt a profound connection to their mother, knowing that her influence would remain with them always. The city, with its bustling energy and vibrant life, became a testament to the enduring impact of Zawadi's love and wisdom.